Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's an honour for me to rise today to speak to Motion 503, proposed by the Honourable Member for Calgary-Buffalo. And this motion, as we all know, urges the government to support students who wish to establish gay-straight alliances in their schools. I am honoured to have LGBTQ issues in my mandate, the first time in this province's history, and I take that very seriously. Specifically, Motion 503 calls for the introduction of legislation that would require school boards to implement policies that would provide those supports. Now, I understand in general, school boards need to have the autonomy to assess the needs of their school communities, and the prevailing opinion is that gay-straight alliances in a particular school are best decided by the local school authority and the school. But this is what I'm struggling with. There is an inherent disconnect between embracing the value and success of student-led GSAs and then saying, by the way, if a school board is uncomfortable with it, then it's not school, it's not student-led at all. And this is my problem with the arguments I'm hearing. The key to the importance of this motion is that it supports students who want to establish gay-straight alliances in their schools. Now, why would students want to do that? They want to do that because, A, they have gay students in their schools, and I bet you every school in this province does. And B, students want to encourage support and acceptance of LGBTQ issues. With respect, a board superintendent, even a teacher, cannot assess the level of acceptance and even safety a student feels more than the student themselves. Students have to have the freedom to decide if a gay-straight alliance is needed in their school. And if they do, then we need to ensure they have the right to establish them. It is the right thing to do. So yes, I wholeheartedly support Motion 503 and the efforts of the Honourable Member for Calgary-Buffalo. Gay-straight alliances are extremely important. They are an important component of any inclusive school environment that endeavours to reinforce positivity and inclusiveness in the process of learning. They promote understanding and they cut down on bullying behaviour. Everyone agrees on that. I am proud of our Government School Act that calls for schools to be safe and inclusive spaces. I think that's wonderful. I believe that empathy and humane respect for one another is a prerequisite for any meaningful education. And this is why we have to continue to strengthen our commitment to fostering respect and diversity in all the schools in Alberta. It is impossible to learn in an environment in which one feels unsafe or belittled. This goes for every single student, as well as for teachers, administrators, and even parents for that matter. Under Section 45 of the School Act, all school boards are expected to conduct themselves in compliance with this most basic fundamental necessity for positive student learning. This takes into account the fundamental fact that a one-size-fits-all policy is neither a practical nor a realistic approach for conducting business or delivering education. Just as we rightly expect school boards to respect diversity in our students, we also have to respect our students' ability to decide if they need a gay-straight alliance. It cannot be student-led if the board has the ability to veto it. This is not about taking power away from school boards. It's about giving power to students to make safer school environments. Alberta is an incredibly diverse province, Mr. Speaker. It means that the diversity is not only in our landscapes, it's in each school board from Calgary to Edmonton to Lethbridge to Cold Lake. They all face their own unique circumstances. We know that all schools in the province may not want a gay-straight alliance, but that need isn't the boards to determine, it's the students to determine. This is not a question of religious rights, and it's not a question of sexuality as much as it is a question of the right to free speech and free assembly. Students are driving this issue forward. My concern about schools or school boards' ability to opt out of allowing a gay-straight alliance is that in some conservative school cultures, that gay-straight alliance might be vitally important, perhaps crucial, to an LGBTQ student's feeling of safety and inclusivity. It's important to remember that first and foremost, all GSAs are grounded in issues of equal access and accommodation, which are firmly established and protected in our Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms and all provincial and territorial rights statutes. Importantly, the core function and mandate of school-based GSAs are related to meeting the significant health and safety needs of LGBTQ and allied students. GSAs in faith-based and other communities play a critical and important role in helping build vibrant, welcoming, and faith-affirming classrooms and schools for LGBTQ students, teachers, and same-sex parented families. I want to close with the words of Patrick Burke, the president of the You Can Play team to end homophobia in sports. 64% of LGBTQ students say they feel unsafe in their own schools, 64%. A gay student is 5 times more likely to drop out of school. A gay student is 3 times more likely to attempt suicide than a heterosexual teenager. We have teenagers, children who feel so worthless they would rather tie a rope around a tree than face another day in school. Gay-straight alliances help LGBTQ students feel safer in schools. They reduce bullying. They promote acceptance, making sure every LGBTQ student in this province has the opportunity to be part of one is the right thing to do in this province. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.